bringing local ingredients into the kitchen. Lincolnshire Co-op sponsors the Lincolnshire Kitchen.
Hello and welcome to our special New Year's Eve edition of the Lincolnshire Kitchen, the show that celebrates the very best locally grown food and produce. I'll be meeting some of the growers and farmers from across the county and taking a closer look at why local really is best. It's time to make New Year's resolutions, and so this year, why not resolve to shop locally? But first it's time to welcome in the new year, and today I'm going to be preparing for a party. I went to meet some local growers and suppliers. I've come to Grimsby today to see Richard Enderby in his smokehouse. So Richard, how long have your family been smoking fish for?
Well, this building is over 100 years old and we've been here half that time. It's actually 53 years since my father bought the building.
Now, there are different techniques, aren't there? So can you tell me about the cold smoking process?
Yes, the cold smoking process is a very slow overnight process, and it just allows the flavour to seep in to the product that much more, so we get a much more distinctive flavour. Smoked salmon is a totally different process anyway, in that we dry salt it, we don't put it in a brine like we do with a haddock, and it takes a lot longer to do the smoked salmon. And there's only half a dozen of us left in Grimsby that do that now, and Grimsby is the only cluster of smokehouses in the country.
And you have that protected status, don't you?
Well, that's right, that's what we went for, is to get that recognition to sort of set us apart from the mass-produced kiln smoked, which is what you generally see in supermarkets.
I'm making this canapé for New Year's Eve, and it's a warm Lincolnshire potato bellini, and hopefully I'm topping it with your smoked salmon.
Yeah, I'd be delighted to give you some, yes.
Oh, because I know it's the ultimate. Is it possible for me to have a quick look in the smokehouse?
Oh yes, yes, you must.
Oh wow! So this on here is tar.
That's right, that's built up over decades of smoking. As I say, the house is 100 years old. It's a long way down. You can see the sawdust at the bottom.
Oh, it is, and you've got some salmon.
Yes,
hanging there.
We can see those downstairs.
Wow. And you put them nearer the fire, do you?
Yes, that's right. They need a lot more smoke because they're a lot bigger. I think people can't believe that we go to so much trouble these days, because nearly everything else is just streamlined and mass-produced. Yeah. So much work involved. It's been very labour-intensive. Everything's done by hand. Yeah.
And that's why you get this incredible product, which I actually think is incredibly good value for money. So,
well, when you consider the amount of work behind it, yes.
Yeah. Well, I'm really proud that I was actually born in Grimsby. To think that something this good comes from Grimsby.
Well, I hope it all goes well.
Really pleased I've come. It's been an absolutely fantastic experience.
Yeah, enjoyed having you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye, Richard.
Goodbye.
So now I'm off to Somerby to collect some delicious local wine. Edward, tell me why you put a vineyard here in Lincolnshire.
Madness, really.
But, you know, it seems sort of quite strange for me. Obviously, I come from Lincolnshire.
Yeah.
How good actually are they in this sort of particular area?
Well, they're okay. You have high sunlight incidence in Lincolnshire, so that helps. Low rainfall. We've produced grapes with very good acidity and very good sugar levels here.
And when do you first start making wine from the vineyard?
3 years in. So the first 3 years of a vine's life, the grapes are removed to help the rooting process of the grape. At year 3 you can take some of the crop. Year 4, 5, 6 you start to crop properly.
How many bottles can you get from this vineyard each year?
The problem in the UK is you get such varied weather here, you never really know how much you're going to get. We've had years where we've only made 500 bottles, and we've had years like this year when we could get close to 12,000.
So tell me right from the beginning the fermentation process, from picking the grapes to the bottle.
Well, first we bring the grapes into the wineries you see here, and then we put them into the press. We cold settle for 12 hours, and then we start fermentation for 2 weeks. At the end of 2 weeks, we clean up the wine and produce a very crisp, clear wine in the whites. In the reds, we punch down using open-ended vats, and that wine is then oaked and separated out into a pressed wine and an oaked wine and blended back later.
And tell me, do you see yourself producing sort of real kind of vintage quality wine from here?
Like everybody else in the UK wine industry at the moment, we're very excited by our sparkling wines. English viticulture will always fluctuate with the weather, and at the moment we're going through a weather change in the UK that gives us that extra degree that brings us into the Champagne weather regions. Yeah, Champagne is getting warmer. The acidity in their wines is starting to be a problem for them, and they do believe that the UK will produce decent vintages.
So Edward, I'm doing a canapé and drinks party for New Year's Eve. The canapés I'm doing are a Lincolnshire beef carpaccio with some truffle oil and some lovely cheese on it. And then I'm also doing a smoked salmon on a Lincolnshire potato bellini. So what do you think would go well with those two canapés?
For the smoked salmon, we've got our reserve white, silver award-winning reserve white.
I see that.
Yeah, it's slightly off dry. Carpaccio of beef, a light-bodied red wine with a nice fruit and acidity behind it.
So I think my party's going to go particularly well with your wine.
Okay.
Thanks very much, Edward.
You're welcome.
Bye. Julian, tell me about the Lincoln Red cattle.
The Lincoln Red cattle are a breed which are native to the county. They're originally supposed to have come over the Vikings.
Absolutely fantastic meat. How many cattle do you have here on the farm?
In all, we have about 160, which include cows, finishers and calves followers.
And how are they actually reared?
They're reared on a natural basis, that the cows receive grass during the summer, silage or hay during the winter. They don't receive any concentrates, the cows.
So when I go into the farm shop, that's why the meat's so good. That's because you have given them the very best you possibly can.
Yes, we try to.
You obviously have a passion for this, Julian.
I do, yes I really do. Yes, I love the cattle. As a Lincoln Red breeder of 20 years, I'm a newcomer basically to the
Shall we go and see Nick then?
Okay.
Okay. Hi Nick.
Morning, Rachel.
How are you
All
doing?
right? Very well, thank you, darling.
Oh, nice to see you, my
Good to see
favourite
you, mate.
butcher.
Morning.
Looks like a bit of Lincoln Red.
Good
there.
bit of Lincoln Red, bit of marbling in it, beautiful beef.
Tell me why, as a butcher, do you particularly think Lincoln Red is the best?
Well, I like the size of them. Easy to butcher, nice bit of fat in them, good flavour, because the flavour's in the fat.
Tell me about the marbling, because the marbling is, really a characteristic, isn't it, of the Lincoln Red?
It is. I mean, you can see by the cover on this animal how much cover it's got. It's a quality animal. It spent 2 years out on grass. It deserves to be looked after properly and butchered properly.
Yeah. And would you say, obviously in the last few years, the Lincoln Red has really taken a sort of revival on popularity, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think they're looking for more flavour. There's no, these lean, great big round backside things, there's no flavour in them. No. And they're looking for a bit of flavour.
Yeah, because I know where this has come from, and I know how good it is. I'm going to do a little tiny bit of beef carpaccio for my New Year's Eve canapés. Yeah. Can I have a little taste of the fillet now?
Of course you can. Nice.
Look at that.
Beautiful. Just a little bit of fat off the corner.
Thank you very much. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Can't beat it, can you?
A bit of horseradish.
Bit of horseradish, just
and
a job.
Done. All right, that's me then. That's what I'm going to have.
Smash it. We'll find you a bit.
Thanks, Nikki.
Thank you very much.
Bye. When it comes to hosting a party, I think it's really important to keep in mind that the guests have come to see you. So with a little preparation before they arrive, you'll be able to join in the fun rather than being stuck in the kitchen. So we're going to start by preparing the canapés. To make the chocolate ganache, which I'm going to use to put in my little meringue pavlovas, I'm just going to take about 200 grams of chocolate. I'm going to break it in and leave it on top here just to melt. My chocolate's melted, so now I'm just going to add some double cream. When you're melting chocolate, you must remember not to get any steam in it if you put it over a bowl of hot water or any kind of moisture at all, otherwise the chocolate will seize and you won't be able to do anything with it. So I'm just going to place that in a cool place and it will set, so I'll be able to literally spoon it into the meringue. So here's the piece of smoked salmon I collected from Grimsby earlier, and it's going to go on my potato bellinis. So I'm actually now going to attempt to slice it nice and thinly. Time for a new apron and a cup of tea. Right, these potato bellinis I'm just about to make are going to go with the smoked salmon. I boiled potatoes in some salted boiling water, drained them, but I put nothing else in them, no butter, no cream, milk or anything, which is very important because otherwise these won't work. So some plain flour, I'm going to put some eggs in there, a couple of eggs, in goes some double cream. Not too much. That for me looks about right. Right, I'm going to cook my potato bellinis now, and I'm excited because it's getting near party time. We're going to fry these little spoonfuls of the potato bellini. Okay, I'm doing my carpaccio of Lincolnshire beef. And we've made the croûtes earlier, so obviously I need something to go on top of them. Okay, I'm just trimming the beef. I want to leave a little bit of fat on it, but I want to take a little bit of the sinew off. I just need to get myself a little bit of oil. Peppercorns will stick to it then. And I'm going to put some salt and pepper on. And then we're going to sear it in a very, very hot pan. I'm going to make one of my favourite little canapés, and it's a vegetarian canapé. It's a mini cherry tomato and oregano tarte tatin. So first of all, I'm going to make the juice that goes in the bottom, and that is going to be a pan with vinegar in it. I've got some red wine vinegar here, fresh oregano, and I'm going to put in sugar. Now you can use brown sugar if you want, but I've got some just plain caster sugar here, a little bit of butter as well. And what I'm just going to do is just boil that so it goes syrupy and sticky. All right, that's now ready. Right now, action. We've got some ready-made puff pastry. Right, here we go. Sticky mixture. So a little tiny bit of this. Let's cut up all your tomatoes. Right, now I'm going to just tuck all these ends in with a teaspoon. There they are, and I'm going to put them in the oven. You can find out more about our recipes and local Lincolnshire food on our website, lincolnshirekitchen.tv. I'll be back after the break to look at some ideas for New Year's Eve drinks. See you then.
Bringing local ingredients into the kitchen. Lincolnshire Co-op sponsors the Lincolnshire Kitchen.